What's up guys, Excalibur here and welcome back to Star Ocean Anamnesis. So today I've got a guide to deep space for you because it's kind of a new mechanic, so I thought I'd inform you on how it works, and I guess this will be episode 3 of Excal's amazing explanations, or whatever the fuck I called that series. Point is, this is a guide about deep space, so let's get started, shall we? So first, you have the deep space menu in the bottom right corner. I'm pretty sure you need to complete all of your starter missions first before you unlock it. So if it's not there, make sure that you've completed all of your starter missions. But after that, it will take you to this screen, which is your galaxy screen. And you can see 5 different galaxies, and they're all color-coded. And the only difference between them is that they all contain different awakening materials that correspond to the color of the class. So Champagne Galaxy contains Attacker Awakening materials, Jade contains Healer Awakening materials. So the point of deep space exploration is that you can send ships out on missions and they come back with a bunch of resources. So the amount of ships that you have is determined by the amount of total limit breaks that you have across all of your characters. So right now I have 3 ships available and I need 60 more limit break levels before I reach my 4th ship. 5 ships is the max so far, and most people are sitting at 4, even if you don't have 4 yet like me. There's no point in rushing the limit breaks. Eventually you'll reach 4. You just get a small head start if you already have 4 ships now, but eventually it'll balance out. So I'm going to use the Azure Cloud Galaxy over here as my example, because that's the one that I've been farming a lot, trying to get awakening materials for Maria. Alright, so I just clicked on that, and I have 2 missions that can be accepted, so I guess I'll accept Shooting Stars right here as an example. It's a rare mission, so I just click on that, and then it gives me some materials. Got an awakening material, and you can see that all of the characters that you send on the mission also acquire XP. It's not really that important. Okay, so I just completed the previous mission, and that unlocked a rare mission. So rare missions occasionally pop up after completing an exploration, and rare missions are the ones that you want to abuse because they drop the most amount of materials as well as the rarest materials. So I have a Shooting Stars mission right now. It's an 8 hours long one, which means that the bonus requirement is going to be really steep. So now we're on the screen, and at the top you can see characters on exploration. You can send 8 characters on a mission in total, and these characters determine what items you get at the end of the mission through the active bonuses. Now, the way active bonuses work is all 3 of these are active when I go on the mission, which means I have increased odds of discovering rare items, bonus items, as well as threats. But I can prioritize one of them, which means that the game is going to put together a party that is best suited for like optimizing that particular mission. So if I click on the first one, you can see that it's now highlighted. And the enhancement condition for this mission is Sharpshooter, level 70, and members 1 to 4. Which means that if I have 4 level 70 Sharpshooters in my party, which I do, this mission gets completely optimized, and you can tell by the fact that it has a 3 times multiplier, which is pretty high. But it's also colored yellow. I think the game says it's orange, but the fact that it's colored like that means that it's optimized. If it's green like this, that means that it got a higher multiplier. You can tell by the fact that it's 2, but it's not as high as it can go. And if it's 1, that means it's just normal rates. So now if I go on the mission, I'll have a very high chance of discovering a rare item. I might discover some bonus items, and there is a very slight chance that I'll discover threads. So let me just confirm and go on the mission. So now we're departed. Exploration time 8 hours, which that is a while. So now that we're on this mission, I could select return now, and that's going to take me to this screen where I can use hyper distant warp devices, or I can use gems if I want them to return immediately. Should I? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. But you could do that if you want to speed up the process. But now I have to wait for 8 hours until they are back. And this is the 6-hour rare mission that I just accepted, and you can see that it has a lot of awakening materials. I'm super happy with that. So if we just skip through all of these screens, god damn it, another rare mission. I didn't want that. Okay, hold on, let me just check out what this is. So about the rare missions. Okay, rare item, bonus items, discovering aliens. Okay, so about the rare missions, you can only have one inactive rare mission on the screen at any given time. So if I were to complete another one of these missions, if I brought one of these back and they unlocked another rare mission, it would overwrite this one. But if you've already sent characters out on the mission, it's not going to overwrite it. So you can see that I have three rare missions on screen, but this is the only inactive one. So if I get another rare mission, that one's going to disappear and it's going to get replaced by the other rare mission. And speaking of rare missions, I talked about abusing rare missions. That's the best way of getting the most amount of materials. So the way to spawn rare missions reliably is by looking for these missions, or these active bonuses, the slightly increased odds of discovering rare exploration point. And right now the only mission in my list that I have with that bonus is this one. So if I didn't have a rare mission, I would just run this one with the slightly increased bonus. And if I click on that one, you can see it's completely optimized, whereas that one is not completely optimized, but it's getting there, 2.66. So I would just run that one if I didn't already have a rare mission. But if you don't have a rare mission, or not a rare mission, if you don't have an active bonus with a rare exploration point, in this screen right here, what you can do is run water survey over and over again until you get a rare mission to show up. So for instance, if I didn't have this mission right here and I also didn't have this rare mission, I would just select water survey. Even though it doesn't have the rare mission, I would just choose one of these. I'd probably go with that, confirm, and then send them out. And then 30 minutes from now, I would check back, see what rewards this mission gave me, and then whenever you complete one of these missions, the active bonuses for it reset. So now these are the active bonuses, but after I've completed it once, it will get a different set of active bonuses. And then fingers crossed, I'm just hoping that one of them is going to be the rare exploration point mission. If it is, I'm going to run it again with the exploration point bonus, and then I can hopefully spawn a rare mission so that I can run that. And another thing about active bonuses resetting is they only do that after you run the mission once, so with the example I just gave, or after the day changes. I'm not sure when the day changes, but when it changes, every single active bonus resets. But if you're already on a mission, the active bonus is obviously not going to reset. And then there's one other thing that I need to talk about, which is, again, it has to do with the active bonuses. And those are the requirements that you can see at the bottom right here. So there's a bunch of different requirements. The first one is usually the class requirements, so you have sharpshooter, invoker, so on and so forth. You have the member requirement, which if you reach the max amount of members, then you get the full bonus. So that's the most important one. And then aside from that, you also have the limit breaks that you can see there. So that's dependent on how many max limit broken sharpshooters I have. And there's also this, which is a golden level 70. That means that you have to have a level 70 character and they have to be fully seeded. And there's a lot of different ones like that. I'm pretty sure there's also one that requires a max awakened character. That's pretty brutal. But it's usually the 8-hour rare missions that have the toughest requirements, but also give you the best items. So there's one more thing that I need to mention, which is exploration skill, and that's the number that you can see below the character's portrait. And that's just a combination of like all of the character stats, or it's something determined by a character stat. So Devil Claire is, right now is my highest stat character because she has the most limit breaks and she has the most seeds out of any of my characters, which means she has the highest exploration skill. But I think that's it for everything here in Deep Space. Let me just send this one out, see what I can get. Well, turns out that's... okay. So, yeah, like I said, that's probably it for Deep Space. If you have any questions, you could always leave a comment, and I'll answer that if I have time. So, I guess that does it for episode 3 of XCal's Extraordinary Explanations, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Peace!